So guys, it's your boy Nancy Perry back with another video by Higurashi GOU. This is episode 8. Now this one was a really interesting episode and how it ended prior or previous to the original arc. It's definitely some dilations and some really overarching stuff that's happened this episode. Now, the first thing I noticed was Satoko and how she was acting. In the thumbnail, well, in the preview picture that we had a very serious Satoko. I was like, okay, that's weird. But watching the episode, it's still weird. Like, now I have some theories about her in general and how they're going to handle this next arc. Oh man. I mean, her basically accusing Keiichi, like, hey, you were the last one who was seen with Rika, who had disappeared, which is more so like a dilation from the original arc. Because usually Rika disappears after school, not during school. So I'm glad this episode, or episode 7 and 8, take place in the same day. So episode 7 to 8 is the same entire day. Now, of course, I noticed when Keiichi went to the door and tried to open it, it was locked. So of course I noticed that in general. But okay, so the ladder scene, I'm not gonna lie, it was unnerving as fuck. It was it was creepy. The way that she's animated, Mion is, it's creepy. Like her eyes when the thing goes up in her eyes like that, like that. The direction of that is just great, and I love it so much. Including all the fix-up shots with her face and her just getting angrier and angrier and crazier and more crazier and shaking the ladder. And I love the animation of the series. But back in the old series, it was just her doing this and shaking the ladder. And he was like, well, like this back and forth. Like, this is actually, like, you can believe that he's about to fall off that goddamn fucking ladder. Like, he's flailing at this point. And Mion is just doing this. And I hate how it's animated because it's so unsettling to see Mion. I like that in general because you don't. Spoiler alerts. Like it's, but like previous arc it was someone else, and now it's Mion. Real creepy, great scene, and we go from that scene to him walking, in case she's feeling the guilt of what he's done last night and with Rika. Now, I also like how, like, Mion is just directly watching him the entire time from behind. I love that. And how they all stop, and in case he sees the people working in the background, he just says, okay, well, never mind that. But Mion is looking straight. She's not looking at Keiichi anymore. She's looking straight at the people. And I love that detail. It foreshadows what happens later on in this episode. Now, of course, Keiichi is, feeling the guilt. And I love that we got a hint when Mion calls and Keishi's like, oh yeah, Shion. And then she doesn't answer. But then he says Mion, and then she answers like right that, like, hey, I need you to be at my house, whatever. Now, going to the house, I love how we get to see more of a view of their mansion. Because I don't think in the original VN we never get to actually see it. We get to see it a little bit in Kai, but not at all like in the anime for season 1. This is like a grand, like, okay, this is our mansion, this is the fences and everything. This is cameras, and I love that. We get to see a location you haven't seen yet. Now going into the mansion, it's the usual scene, but without Rena. That's also one other dilation from the original, because in the original, it was Rena and Keiichi with Mion. Now it's just Mion and Keiichi. Now, it goes about the same until we get to the side. Well, once we get underground. Now, underground is this the same thing with the curse and the three families and all that stuff. Now, Kimiyoshi is the mayor, so just keep that in mind when I talk about him later on. Now, this is where it completely dilates from the original ending. Mion is trying to protect Keiichi from people in the village. Now that's something I did not expect. I was expecting her to go crazy, start nailing his fingers, right and left, and then or her get a blinky, start shooting them. I guess I'm kind of right, but it's more of a noble cause because she loves Keiichi, and this entire arc just oozes with, hey, she likes Keiichi. And even though the original arc was more of like, hey, Mion loves Keiichi, but Keiichi is too dense to, know or get it. And that's why the ending of arc 2 is such a tragedy. Well, it's just a tragedy because from his point of view, he screwed up on his friend. He didn't trust her. He didn't treat her as a girl, and then he got, he paid for it. This is more like, hey, I'm protecting you from the evil in the village. You can be here, and I like how we're getting more of the underground building as well. But what struck me was someone actually came up, and spoilers from here on, you have to watch the original series. It's the mountain dogs who were watching him when they were walking home. So I'm just confused now on what's happening in the story in general. And then you get to the end, and Mion fucking walks out, and then at the end, away she's like, "Hey, Mayabara, are you awake?" And then it just cuts to it ended. Now, I was expecting she to get stabbed or get shot or get at least tortured. He didn't get hurt at all, which I was honestly kind of surprised at. Now, the ending, full spoilers. The ending is way different than what I was expecting. With Rika being dead at school, with Tumitake and Hakuno still missing, Oreo and Kimiyoshi are still dead like in the original story, but Shion's dead too. And then you get to find out that Rika was killed at school, and then after that it was Satoko and Mion who was dead in the hallway of the mansion. And Keiichi is stuck there questioning everything, hey, did she do this all to protect me, or did she kill everybody to protect me or whatever, or did she just want to kill everybody? And that's kind of where we're left with this episode. Next episode is a curse achievement arc, which I got some theories on that. Now, Satoko. Full spoilers, by the way. I think she knows too much. From what this episode has shown us, it's in the same day as her being like, "Oh yeah, get my ball for me," and after class she's like, "Oh yeah, Rika's gone." You would like someone to talk to her. Where's Rika? And you're like, "Whoa, that's okay." I think that that Satoko is doing what Rika's doing. It's going through timelines or going through the world's fragments as well, and that's why this version of Himizawa is so fucked up. And like instead of it being like, okay, it's only Rika. No, it's also it's Satoko as well, and so that's why it's a scene with us as well as Rika. Because with Rika, it was just normal stuff, and she finally was able to beat it. With Satoko, it's like something different, and I don't know why. Well, I mean, if I'm right, then I don't know why she's even there to begin with. Unless she's there to help Rika, which really isn't really helping Rika, and which is why, if it, I mean, if I'm right, if Satsuko is also like Rika now, then that would make her actions in the previous arcs like more like, okay, like when Rena said in the first arc, he was like, okay, yeah, I'm gonna lay down, and Rika, and Satsuko was standing there, it was like, I'm gonna go wash my face. Now I can, now I can visualize everything that she's done and said from previous arcs and use it against her. Now, I don't know why. If it is true that Satoko is going through the world lines or fragments like Rika, why is this an option now? It's because of the Yumineko character, or it's because of Hanyu. And also one thing that I'm still confused about, why is Hanyu asleep during Rei, but she's clearly awake and active in the world during the final arc of the series? I saw that, I think it's weird that we go from Higurashi, the anime, she's there at the finale, and then Rei, and she's a ghost, and then boom, we get to go, and she's like, not even like a fragment of her left, and I'm like, hopefully that gets answered too. Now, my theory on how the events happened was Mion was suffering from level 5 during the night of the Continental Festival. After she went home, kind of like Shion and Nagashi and Meikashi, they had a party, and then after everybody left, they found out about Tomitake leaving town, and then for some reason Mion gets mad or finds out the truth, or theorizing like, hey, Keiichi and Shion went, to Saiguden. And I'm guessing that it's more of an internal battle instead of an external battle, so that made her levels go up. So I'm guessing that she killed or pushed Shion into the well, because there are no, wounds on her at all, for what I can see from the pic that we got. And then, hush your ass up, dog. So, okay, that works too. So, with Oreo, I'm guessing that this thing happened, even though we never see her body. They're like in the previous arc. And then, with Rika, even though Mion said, hey, I saw her talking to some guy in such an outfit, and Satsuko says that there's no one here like that. So that makes me think that she is also traveling fragments like Rika is. Because from the last arc of the original, thing, everybody knows who the mountain dogs are. They fought them, and they won. And then Rei came along. That was Rika and her mom. So, she has knowledge of the mountain dogs. She has knowledge of Takano. She has knowledge of Fumitake dying. I'm just guessing, why hasn't she acted like Rika did last episode? It was like, yep, you're gonna die. Yeah, she's a killer. But I'm just trying to decide who killed Rika. If it was the mountain dogs, it could be because of Tokyo. It's not because of Tokyo. Well, it's not because of Tokyo anymore, because she's not the villain anymore. Which I was theorizing in episode 2, because if this is, if this is deceiving us and Rika, then Tokyo can't be the killer anymore. And there was so much stuff changing within the series, with the rules changing in the series, it cannot be Tokyo no more. So it has to be Tokyo or some other higher power with them, or it has to be someone in the village that we know or have seen, or it's the Yuminaka character. Fucking things up, but now I'm trying to decide if it was Mion, it will make sense because she's trying to protect Keiichi. Even though it's like what happened with Shion, it's more of a noble cause because she's trying to protect Keiichi, and her fear and paranoia is actually kind of realized with the final act of the episode, with the mountain dogs fucking coming in and then her ending up dead with Satoko. Now, how did Satoko even get there in the first place? I mean, with Mion, I saw some scratches on her neck, and the gun was sitting right there beside her. Now, I'm guessing that either the mountain dogs came in, because Keiichi saw them too, so it wasn't just Mion who saw him, it was also Keiichi. And he wasn't really going to level 5 at that point, or level 3 or whatever, but it's also that, like, if it was the mountain dogs who killed Mion, why was Satoko even there? But if Satoko told the mountain dogs, hey, watch Keiichi, watch Mion, and then, they would have to set it up to where they either kidnapped Satoko after school or during when she was at home, and took her to the Tsunaki mansion and killed her along with Mion. And, it cleaned up all their involvement and left. And then the cops came. And then that's when Oishi came. Because that is too short of a gap from, like a sunset until night. That's like a few hours in the summer. So, it had to be done. It had to be done. There's an hour or two before the cops come. Well, it came. Because I doubt Oishi is involved in all this stuff. And I'm trying to get all the timelines right with Medikashi as a backup. Because it kind of doesn't make any sense. It does make sense. It will probably make sense in the manga better. But with the anime, it's just like there's too many holes. There's too many holes that I feel in for myself. So I'm just guessing that for some reason Mion killed Shion, I guess because she's a Sonozaki. And Mion killed Oreo and Kimiyoshi because, in her own way, she was protecting Keiichi. And then either Mion killed Rika, or the mountain dogs had killed Rika. Because there was like a bruise on her neck from choking. So I'm guessing like right after it was Keiichi talking to her. From the time that he talked to her and the time class started, she's already dead. So after they talked, she went out somewhere, got killed, got stored in the sewer tank. Jesus Christ. It's fucking dark as shit. And then that happened. So it was either Mion. My first guess is probably Mion. Because I don't know why. The mountain dogs wouldn't leave her body behind. So it had to be Mion. And then she was like, okay, I need to act today. Even though she was already going through level 5 symptoms, right there on with the ladder scene, she got Keiichi mansion, and the mountain dogs came for what we know of. And then somehow they missed. Somehow either they brought Satoko there and killed Mion with her, or they're taking orders from her, or she was just there by coincidence and got killed. Because I'm just trying to understand. I'm trying to understand why was their body still laying there? How was Satoko even there in the first place? How did she even get there from after school to there? Unless she, with the last, from the previous arc, it was the soy sauce. And Rika was eating there. So that was the excuse for her to come over there. What was the excuse this time? Because there is no excuse. There was soy sauce, but there was no bottle of soy sauce in the frame in which she was killed. There was only a gun. And Mion's throat was like scratched, but not all the way scratched. So I'm guessing that either someone killed Mion, and Satoko saw it and got shot too, because there's blood right here on her face. So either Mion killed Satoko and killed herself. Person A either killed Satoko and Mion, or I don't know what to think. Like, my theories are going all around the place. I'm trying to figure out which one fits better for the series, because I know how Higurashi is. And next week's arc, is going to be even more, so confusing. Because if we're all right about Satoko being like Rika, then this arc should be playing out a lot different from the second episode. Episode 9 and 10 should be playing out a lot more different. If Satoko does know the rules and trying to change stuff with Rika. Because it's going to be Tepe there. Her getting beat by Tepe. And in case she's killing Tepe. Keiichi had not had his... so one thing I'm confused about. Our main character has not had his signature back. At all. There is no mention of Satoshi Hojo except for one time in a flashback. It's just him holding back but his head like this with glowing eyes. Where is Satoshi? I need my answers on him. You talked about him once in the arc. Once. That was not even his name. It was just a picture. That's it. That's all you get. Where is he? Where's Satoshi at? It's just weird how it's just framing things. Hopefully, by the time after Thanksgiving, chapter 2 of the cotton drifting arc of the manga of GOU will be out next week. So it will probably open up more possibilities about stuff and more stuff that is not in the anime. Because I'm using that as a basis as well too for the for the theory, for the story, and for the mystery. But all in all, a great episode of Higurashi Go. We got to see Mion go to level 5, which is the most stable out of all of them. I mean, she had one slip up, and that was the letter scene, and that was like amped up to like 12, which are like shaking like that. Like, that was disturbing. That was literally so disturbing. Just her shaking like a leaf and saying it over and over again, like, and it has to stop and then act normal towards Chie. Was creepy as shit. But next week's episode, no one's ready for that arc. I'm not ready for the arc. But if you enjoyed it, this long ass review, please like, comment, subscribe, guys. I've been doing more videos like this every Thursday. And yeah, I want to hear your theories down below on what the murder could have happened, or how it could have happened. I'm running out of, I'm running out of ideas. I'm grasping my A right now. So it's your boy, and yeah, bye, I guess.